A Saturday morning in a gas station located in Wichita, Kansas, conductor Usama, a Muslim college student from Wichita State, and his Hispanic friend went to pump gas, and while they were waiting, a man driving his motorcycle got there and started calling them brown trash, go home, Trump will win. It was clear that he was supporting Donald Trump. After shouting racial hate comments to both of them, he started pushing the two college students as a way to start a fight. The man got in his motorcycle and left the gas station. The two college students called 911 and told them the incident. That's a story taken from Huffington Post Online. Hate crime, like the example I just shared, is a real social problem that has a negative effect on minorities, and people should start to speak out against it. From personal experience, when people make destructive comments about my English, it creates an emotional distress, just like deep personal hurt. I'm here to persuade you to speak out against hate crime. First, I will discuss how hate crime against minorities is creating a negative effect on society. Hate crime is very prevalent in the U.S. According to the FBI's latest report, law enforcement agencies reported 5,579 hate crime incidents involving 6,418 offenses to the Uniform Crime Reporting Program in 2014. The highest racial group being targeted by hate crimes are black citizens. 50 out of every 1 million blacks are victims of racially motivated hate crimes in 2012. There's also a article I read. It was a news about Trump-inspired hate crime in Boston, which was two brothers named Scott Leather and Steve Leather were charged for hate crime against an Hispanic man who was sleeping in a subway station. This happened on August 19, 2015. It was a normal day for Guillermo Rodriguez until the Leather brothers began being motivated by Trump's immigration message, urinated and beat him up just because he was Hispanic. After being arrested by the police, they both quoted, "Donald Trump was right. All these illegals need to be deported." They could be facing 10 years of state prison. Trump was asked about this crime, and he described the brothers as passionate, and he also said that they just want America to be great again. That's the story taken from the Atlantic Online. So it's clear hate crime exists. Now let's look at its impact. Not only it has negative effects, but we should also know the impact of hate crime personally and socially. The people who are targeted with hate crime often feel angry, sad, and have fear after being victimized. A guy named Amir Isa, who was gay, had been threatened by his parents just because of his sexual orientation. He was found dead in his home, located in Northfield's neighborhood of Los Angeles. 10 days before his death, he posted a status on Facebook which described how he was feeling about being victimized by his family. He said, "Every day I wake up feeling like my sister or brother, or mother or father, is literally controlling me in my sleep. I have no free will." He also commented that his relatives stole money from him. That's a story taken from Huffington Post Online. Hate crime policies are being ignored and do not exist in some states. There was a church shooting in Charleston, South Carolina, where 9 people died, and this was made by a 21-year-old man named Dylan Roof. Many reports said he was motivated by hate, and the African American worshippers said he wanted to start a race war. he was charged with murder and he might face death penalty. They were not able to add hate crimes charges because the state is just one of the 5 without a state hate crime law. Fred Lawrence, an attorney who specializes in hate crimes, added that it's rare to federal law enforcement to get involved in hate crimes cases because most cases fall under the state law. That's a story taken from National Public Radio Online. As more hate crimes occur and there is nobody who can stop it or fight against it, this is causing to be a part of their culture, and people think it's okay to do it knowing the harm they are creating. So we can compare this to the old Wild West, where when murderous ambushes could come from anywhere at any time, and you better get well armed to protect yourself. During those times, there were no respect for people's life, and the settlers were always fighting against the Indians. We need policies and personal actions to address this problem. First, we must teach tolerance and inclusion classes in middle school, high school, and college. Some examples are start a peer education program, organize a community-wide event, and advocate violence prevention by writing to their local government representative and sharing their ideas. A 6th grade class in Morgantown painted over skinhead graffiti on the outside wall of a convenience store. Their teacher had used the graffiti to discuss hatred and violence. After watching Not in Our Town, a video of how Billings-Mon fought hate, the children concluded that left to stand, the graffiti will convey community empathy. They became role models within Morgantown, with press coverage and congratulations from the state attorney general. We also have personal actions. Some examples are acting as a voice for victims of hate crimes, especially by serving as intermediaries with the authorities, providing practical assistance to victims of hate crimes, and raising awareness about the existence of discrimination, intolerance, and hate crimes. There's a testimony about a woman named Amy Murray of Dixiana, who is credited with rebuilding the tiny black congregation St. John's Baptist Church not once, but twice, after racist vandals destroyed it in 1985 and burned it to the ground in 1995. 95. Discouraged and exhausted after the second incident and with continuous personal threats to her safety, the 65-year-old white woman nonetheless fired up 1,000 persons multiracial workforce that presented the congregation with a new church in November 1988. So in conclusion, I encourage you to stand up and fight for tolerance and inclusion, which is good for the U.S. society. You can make a difference today by starting to speak out when students are charged of hate crime. As Martin Luther King Jr. said, I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.